I single-handedly broke up my marriage. You're an awful person.
You're 24 years old. Why would I listen to you? Why would you be giving therapy and advice to people who clearly need it? It doesn't make any sense, Ari. This is a horrible idea.
You're listening to
Unlicensed
Therapy with Ari Mannis.
Should we talk about how we look alike?
You think we do?
I think I was thinking about this. Like, I had a friend from New Jersey that
Here, lower it like that. So
I had a friend from New Jersey that visited me who's like Jewish, and I never
Check,
thought we looked
check.
alike, but everyone thought we were brothers. And I think like if you and me hung out and went to somewhere together with people who didn't know us, they would be like, "You guys are brothers." Like we don't look that much alike, but it's like the Jewish enough thing where like
I think, first off, no one's ever told me, "Hey, you look like Noah."
that's so funny.
Have someone said you look like Ari?
No, well, my brother's name is Ari, just so you know. No
My
one's
brother's
ever
name
said
is
that.
Jonah, kinda close.
What's that?
My brother's name's Jonah, kind of close.
Yeah. I've just always been like, I could see a world where we play brothers.
If we told people we were brothers, no one would be shocked.
Yeah,
for
no,
sure.
not at all. No,
But no one's coming up to me saying, "You guys look a lot alike. Are you guys brothers?"
Yeah.
Me personally.
Yeah.
And I think you're way more handsome than me.
Oh my God. I think you're very handsome.
Notice how you agreed with me, but we're nice about it. I think, listen, we both have strong features.
We definitely do, yeah.
But, yeah, you're in better shape. You got a better bod.
Oh man, I was such a
Better
bum.
skin, too.
I work on that.
What do you do?
I have a regimen going where, I wash my face when I wake up and when I go to sleep. And then in the morning, I'll put on some vitamin C. And then
On your skin.
On my skin. There's like a ointment I put on my skin.
What does vitamin C even do for your skin? I thought that was so you don't catch the cold.
It brightens up your skin. It might be vitamin D. I have to.
Or is it E?
I don't think it's E. I think it's
Okay.
D.
Because E is traditionally used on your skin.
Well, maybe it is E. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the best way. I'm the smartest idiot out there, so I could be wrong. So I put that on, and then I put on.
Should I take off my hat so we don't look too much alike?
Oh my God.
Or should we just leave them on?
I don't.
Fuck
I
it.
don't know.
Let's
Yeah,
leave
who
them on.
cares?
Yeah.
However you're comfortable. That's
comfortable.
kind of your iconic hat. Like that's like.
It is?
No, I don't. There's a thing going around the scene. Like, he's the guy with the hat.
The guy with the hatchet on the hat.
Yeah. Oh, that's a hatchet. Nice.
I'm a wilderness guy.
What's that?
I'm a wilderness guy.
Are you?
Yeah.
Do you go camping?
Oh, yeah.
I wish I was that guy.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it.
Oh man.
Wait, but you were saying you're
So, yeah,
the
the
smartest
skin-
idiot.
The smartest idiot. So yeah, it could be vitamin E. And then, dude, sunscreen. It's everything. You have to put sunscreen on.
Never.
I was talking to Matt Lockwood about this. We play basketball together. The guy gets a huge sunburn when we play basketball. And like, you got to put sunscreen on. You know what I mean? Like, that's how you ruin your skin.
But aren't you worried that people are going to think you're gay if you put sunscreen on?
I don't care what people think. I want to live forever. I don't want to get skin cancer. And
I'm getting skin cancer.
I mean,
I got moles. I got skin cancer running in my family.
It's
I've
so-
never worn sunscreen a day in my life.
why are you against it?
I just told you.
Just because you don't want people to think.
I don't want people to think I'm gay.
I mean, I'm sure there's gay guys who also don't wear sunscreen. So
I've never met one.
Okay.
Have you?
No, but it's not a question I usually ask when I'm.
Me neither.
you know,
Good point.
Yeah, I'm not.
I'm going to start asking gay people that when I meet them.
It's not top of mind for me.
Hey,
but,
do you wear sunscreen? Thought so.
Yeah. But dude, I mean, sunscreen's it's key. I mean, like my dad's so wrinkly. The guy has never worn sunscreen.
He's also old, though.
You know, it was weird. My mom was like dissing my dad the other day. He was like, "Look at him. He's so fucking wrinkly."
And she gets Botox.
No, she doesn't.
She can't say shit. She gets plastic injected in her wrinkles.
She doesn't. She's very, very natural looking, but she
You
wears.
promise your mom's never gotten Botox?
Never. Not. My mom's
Do you
all
think
natural.
she could and just didn't tell you?
What's that?
Do you think maybe she didn't tell you?
I don't think she cares about that stuff. She has had work done for.
She's had breast surgery? Breast augmentation?
She had a double mastectomy, so she
had breast cancer.
Yeah, but she's got new ones there. So
your mom has fake tits.
yeah, the benefit of cancer.
Wow.
No one's thinking about that. That if you get cancer, you get.
Do you have pictures? For science.
Before and after, yeah.
For science. She does, yeah. She must have pictures before and after.
I'm sure she does. My dad keeps them in the document
I'd like to
safe.
meet her. I'd like to see him.
Maybe she'll come on.
Yeah. Does that offend you?
No.
I don't like Jewish women. It wouldn't be. It's
No.
not like that. It's not a fuck your mom joke.
My mom would.
I would never date your mom.
She would never date you.
Okay, let's not get
No, she
crazy.
would never.
Come on.
My
Let's not.
would never.
You're out of line. You're out of line here.
I just think she's very set in her life and is really in love with my dad.
You
and-
just said she was bitching about how your dad's wrinkly.
Yeah, but I think she's, it's like, you're so wrinkly, but I love you. It's like that sort of thing. She loves roasting
That's what I
him.
want. I want a woman like that.
Do you have a woman in your life?
No. She's at my apartment right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Isn't that the best feeling? This is such a weird thing. I always love when the person I'm with is like at my apartment when I'm out. There's
You
some,
do?
I don't know. I like love it. I'm like, you're making yourself at home at my home. Like, I don't know.
She lives in Orange County.
Okay.
So
It's a practical reason.
it's a practical reason. Yeah. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice knowing I'll go home to a good woman.
That is nice. How long has
Yeah.
it been?
Like 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're moving pretty fast.
Do you, before this, were you dating a lot or?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say more than the average human being. 'Cause
Really?
I'm an anti-masker, anti-vaxxer too.
Okay, cool.
So throughout the whole pandemic, I've just been going for it.
You've been going for it. Cool.
Full ham. Is that the right expression?
I mean, I think it works.
Ham? Going ham?
Full ham. Yeah.
Going ham.
Yeah. You're going
Eating
ham
a
on
lot
it.
of ham.
Eating a lot of ham. Good Jewish boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's interesting. What was it? I feel like suddenly this has turned into my podcast.
What's your podcast about?
I don't have one.
Oh,
I'm saying
okay.
I have like sort of now.
Why don't you have one? I thought every comedian has to have one.
I should have one. I just can't tell what I would want to do one about. What made you decide to do this podcast?
It was kind of just the first idea that popped in my head that I liked.
Yeah.
In retrospect, maybe I should have kept thinking.
I think if you would have kept thinking, you would have been stuck in my world, which is like I'm thinking for the perfect idea, and I think it's like you kind of got to try it.
You know what else? Even though it's called Unlicensed Therapy, my podcast, I'll do whatever I want on it.
Yeah.
There's plenty of episodes where I don't do therapy for people.
Yeah.
And I don't ask them questions about that. And I have, no one listens. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No one fucking listens to this.
Well,
I'm gonna have,
I was told people listen to this podcast.
I mean, it depends what your definition of people is.
Okay.
So I'd probably get, a few thousand.
I'm in.
But,
Happy to be here then.
when's it real? I think it's not real until you're getting 100,000 plus.
For sure. I mean, I think it's real for these people, for these 1,000 people.
You people aren't real.
You guys
if
aren't
you're
real.
real, comment below if you're a real person. It's good for the algorithm.
If you
People comment.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you guys need to comment below if you're a real person. So,
Our
for the
entire life
algorithm.
is dictated by an algorithm, and it's pretty sad.
Yeah, it is.
Like-
a comedian's life is now social media and YouTube.
It's just like we live and die. Like the difference between me having a good day and a bad day is up to a machine. I'm like, what is wrong with me?
If you make an Instagram post and it gets a low number of likes, will you have a bad day?
I've gotten much better at it through licensed therapy.
The licensed therapy is a load of shit.
You think? Are you anti-therapy too?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think it. I do.
BetterHelp refused to sponsor this podcast because of the name.
I do think
concept.
you're right because I do like my therapist, but sometimes I'm like, you're just saying what my friend would say to me. Like you're not. I'm not seeing the fancy degree at work here. Like you're just like, don't talk to her.
Yeah.
That's like what
It's
my
like-
friend.
When I think about going to a therapist, I'm like, you think they have no problems?
Yeah,
Do you think they see a therapist? Probably not, because they know it's a load of shit because they're therapists.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. Also, I think about like. I keep talking mostly about the same sort of themes in therapy, same sort of,
What themes?
I mean, I'm a people pleaser.
You are?
Yeah, I would say. I mean,
Please me.
I mean, I'm
Please
here.
Me. Please me.
I'm here, aren't I?
Yeah.
I didn't want to come. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I'm a people pleaser, just anxiety, social anxiety. And I talk about the same stuff.
And do you talk about how you don't get enough likes on your Instagram post and that bums you out?
No, I think I would talk about a thing that I could work on more is like not caring about what people think.
Gotcha.
Because that's what that is.
I think everyone probably could use to care less.
Totally.
I know I could.
I mean, like to your credit, like you started this podcast, you're like, yeah, maybe I could have thought about it more, but it's like you wanted to do it. Who cares? Do it.
Yeah. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. That's Ronnie Coleman for you. You know Ronnie Coleman?
The Jack guy?
Yeah, that's a quote.
That
Ain't
guy's-
nothing to it but to do it.
That guy's so jacked.
So, well, not anymore, but yeah, super jacked.
Dude,
Now he can't even walk.
Ugh.
Yeah.
He's not pristine.
He
He's
has really bad health problems from overworking his body.
I
think.
know him from John Q,
What's John Q?
the movie with Denzel Washington where his son has a big heart.
And Ronnie's in it?
There's a poster of him in it, and they have this bit where his son, Denzel Washington's son's like, Ronnie Coleman, 350. He's like doing all of his favorite weightlifters. Yeah.
There's a video of him on YouTube. And I think my friend Joe showed it to me in college. I can't remember how I stumbled upon it, but it's hilarious. And it's him, I'm going to butcher it right now, but it's him working out throughout the day and just saying, like, he's hyping himself up. It's real. It's not, he's not trying to be funny, but it's very funny. So he'll be like, lightweight, ain't nothing but a peanut, ain't nothing to it but to do it. And he'll go, woo. And it's just him working out and giving himself pump out all these quotes to lift these heavy weights. And it's super badass.
Yeah, because
funny.
you can't if imagine those guys can't think about what they're doing. They're like, I'm lifting if I think about it, I'm going to drop it on my skull and die.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he could. I never thought about that. They drop those weights, they're fucking dead.
They're dead. You're literally your brain.
Even if you drop 145-pound weight, you're fucked up.
Yeah, I mean, I never do because when I'm in the gym, it's kind of like,
I never do because I don't work out in the gym.
there you go. Two worlds.
All natural, this bod right here.
One time I went on a date and a girl said I had a dad body, and I was like very offended.
Because you don't. Because you work on your bod.
I mean, I care about it. I wouldn't say I'm like Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah, but a dad bod to me, I have a dad bod. A dad bod is when you look at that, skinny fat is a dad bod.
Yeah.
Where you're like, that guy's not fat, but he clearly doesn't work on his body at all.
Yeah, it was just like, also it was like our second date. I was like, I mean, can you go easy on me?
Maybe she meant it in a compliment because some girls like it. Like, oh, you have a dad bod. I like that.
Well, she then said that she didn't believe that gay people should get married.
Really?
And then I was just kind of like, I can't.
Did she say anything about them wearing sunscreen?
She said she believes in that.
That they all wear sunscreen.
That they all should wear
wear
sunscreen. Yeah,
sunscreen.
yeah.
But-
Which was kind of a point for me to stay.
I think they should only get married if they wear sunscreen. If they don't wear sunscreen, they're too irresponsible and they don't deserve to be in that kind of relationship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep,
Is that homophobic?
No, I think you're just caring about people's skin.
But if you're straight and you don't wear sunscreen, I think you should be able to get married.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'd say that's good.
So I'm not totally anti-gay marriage.
No.
I'm just anti-gay.
You're really
non-sunscreen.
nuanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're nuanced.
What's nuance mean again?
I'm not sure, but I say it a lot. And I feel like it makes me look a little smarter.
Oh yeah. People
Yeah.
think you're smart. You have a reputation of being a smart guy.
I think I am smart. I just think I sometimes I'm very absent-minded. Like I can't tell you how many times I've locked myself out of my apartment.
How many?
I'd
Yes,
say
ballpark it.
I'd say 100 times.
100 times?
No, 50 times. 50 times.
That means you've called a locksmith 50 times?
No, I've had to get my building manager to open it up for me.
50 times.
I've had to call a locksmith twice and pay like 150, whatever it was, for them to do it.
I have a solution for you.
Tell me.
And I do it on this studio and my apartment. And by the way, I locked myself out of my apartment, I think 0 times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever locked myself out of my apartment. So I didn't even need it like you do. But I still love it and it was worthwhile.
Yeah.
Keypad lock
Yeah.
on your door. It is a
Lifesaver.
game changer,
Game
dude.
changer.
I don't even think. Some people, they leave their house and they go, wallet, phone, keys. I just do wallet, phone.
Yeah.
That's it. It's
You're like-
1/3.
So you never bring keys with you?
Never.
You just
will
use-
unless I'm driving. Then I take my car key. But
Oh, that's good.
if I'm not driving, no keys. Don't need it. And then, yeah.
I'm so forgetful. I never know where my wallet is. You know how many times my fiance and I have like left the place, and I like literally have to take 40 minutes to look for my wallet. I'm so forgetful.
And not just, I didn't know you had a fiance. Congratulations.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, good
Thank
for
you.
you. Is she hot?
Yes.
You have to say that. No, she probably is. I believe she is.
Yeah. No.
How long have you been going out with her for?
It'll be 4 years in October.
It's a good amount. Is she a comedian?
She doesn't.
Oh, gross.
She's not a stand-up, but she
Okay,
does
good.
like improv and sketch,
Okay,
and
good,
she's
good.
an actor and a
Okay,
writer.
that's better. That's better.
Yeah.
Female stand-up comedians, really gross.
You think so?
Yeah.
Every one of them.
I think they have like a unique slime to them. I think all
Okay.
comedians do.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think it's
All comedians are just, they have a slime on them.
well, I think we're
Me the
all-
most. I have the biggest, gookiest slime.
You think so?
Wait, that sounded racist against Asian. I meant like gookiest.
Yeah, yucky
Yeah.
with a texture.
Yeah.
It's
Do I have to
viscous.
edit that word out?
I guess I didn't pick up on it, but again,
But then I brought attention to it.
yeah.
I didn't mean it as a hatred. I wasn't even thinking about Asians when I said it.
I
until
don't think
after I said it.
No, I don't think so. And I think it's good that you're getting out in front of it, and so you're managing the messaging.
Yeah, I love the girl I'm seeing right now is a quarter North Korean.
Great.
Yeah,
Good for you, man.
thank you. I'm progressive. Wait, we were saying, oh yeah, don't date Asian girls. What were we saying before that? The lock.
The lock. We were starting to get. I think you
You're
were starting
engaged.
to therapize me a bit.
The other advantages to having a lock, besides
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact that for your forgetfulness.
Yeah.
Because you're a dumbass.
Yeah. You
Let's
could call
say-
me that. I feel that's okay.
You fucking dumbass.
Please.
Let's say I had something for you in my living room. I wasn't home. I could just give you the door code.
Yeah.
I even can make you your own door code from my phone, and then I'll be notified
Ooh.
when you go in my apartment. And then as soon as you leave, I could delete your door code.
Oh man.
There's things like that. The other thing, I used to Airbnb it on occasion. This won't matter for you, but I would create people like, oh, your door code only works during the reservation of your
Oh,
stay.
that's smart.
Things like that. So yeah, for letting people in.
Airbnb at where you live.
Yeah, I used to Airbnb where I
So
lived.
where did you live?
When I was on the road.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
smart. I leave the oven on all the time.
You need a smart oven.
Yeah. Koreatown,
Or
man.
stop cooking.
Or stop. I love cooking.
Oh, that's perfect. I got some meals for you
Really?
before you go
Oh, cool.
from Freshly.
Ooh.
Would you eat them or no?
Are they vegetarian?
You're a vegetarian?
I just went vegetarian.
Never mind. Can't have it. I didn't realize you were
Now
like
you
that.
hate me even more. You're like, this guy who's vegetarian.
Well, I identify as vegetarian.
Do you?
Yeah. I eat meat, but I identify
You
like
get the
my belief system is vegetarian.
Yeah, I think most people
I don't
are.
want to harm animals.
Yeah, I think most people are, but I think everyone just should eat whatever the fuck they want because, we're all have very specific needs. So it's
On dating apps, I don't have them anymore, but when I had dating apps, I put vegetarian.
wow.
Yeah.
I bet you that worked. People are like, he's a good guy.
But it could have also worked the opposite. I bet you there's a lot of girls that are like, look at this gay guy. I don't want to date him.
Yeah.
He's a closeted homosexual.
Yeah.
People say that about you probably because you're vegetarian.
If they do, whatever.
Yeah, true.
That's something else I'm
Is
working
that
on
your
therapy.
therapy? Yeah,
Like, that's my
is
therapy
that
at
your
work.
real thought or your therapy thought?
My therapy's thought, if they do, then I'm like, okay,
What's a technique your therapist has given to you to care less? Because I could use that for myself.
I think just like really.
I'm not gay.
Yeah.
Okay.
First
not.
instinct is usually should be quelled. Just kind of wait on it, I think. Don't react emotionally, I think is like the best thing for me.
What do you mean by that?
Like if someone says something to me that I could take personally.
Like if someone said, "Hey, I think your hat looks really stupid."
Yeah.
I don't think that.
Yeah.
If someone said that about you,
Well, actually, this was this
it's a cool hat.
is a really cool hat. Thank you.
Yeah.
I needed you to say that. But if you said that it wasn't a cool hat, I think my instinct would be, probably to be like, okay, fuck you. Like, or you know what? That's not true. My instinct would be like, wait, you don't like this hat?
Yeah.
Well, I guess you don't like me. And I guess I suck.
Damn.
Like that's how
You go
quick-
down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. I spiral. But now I'm like, okay. Well, it's my hat.
But that's what your therapist told you to say.
Well, no, I
that-
think it's teaching me to not to say that, but to believe that like it doesn't matter. There's no harm being done to me by you having your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, why do I care?
Right.
Why do I fucking give a shit what you think? Like, I like this hat.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Fuck off.
Fuck off.
I think
agree.
that's what she said. She said, tell them to fuck off.
Your therapist said that.
She said, tell these people.
That's licensed advice.
Yeah.
Tell these people to fuck off. That's from a licensed therapist.
Yeah,
You see my point now?
LCSW.
Anybody could be a therapist. Anyone who likes giving advice and isn't a dumbass could be a therapist.
Anyone can also say that they're a therapist.
But not licensed. You have to have a degree in psychology.
I think it's very easy to get away with being like, I mean, I imagine if you turn this into a therapist's office, You should do this as a.
I think I'd go to jail though, or I could. I think that's illegal.
I guess you could. Yeah. You see,
This might be illegal. I don't know. I don't think it is, but it could be.
I think I could end up in jail one day for a crime I didn't know I was committing. Like, I'm so scared that one day someone's going to call me up and be like, you're under arrest for this crime. And I like had no idea.
You're not allowed to touch kids? No one ever told me that. Not once did they tell me that.
I had a feeling though. But yeah, it could be. What would be illegal about this?
I don't know. I have the same feeling though. It's like I'm just running a business out of here.
Have you ever gotten into any sort of trouble?
Legally?
Yes.
Yeah.
Me too.
What'd you do? Oh, I want to hear. What'd you do?
In college, I got a drinking ticket, minor in consumption,
That almost
and a fake
doesn't
ID,
count.
and a fake
Oh,
ID.
yeah.
And then
Do you have to go to court for it?
I did.
Yeah.
I had to go before a lawyer, not a lawyer,
Judge.
I had a lawyer, but I had to go before a judge and be like, I'll never do this again, sir.
I'll never drink. Is that what you told him?
I think
I'll never use a fake ID and drink?
I think I'll never use a fake ID again. I'll never drink again. I'm so sorry.
How do you get caught with a fake ID? Because don't they normally just kind of take it away?
So I went to Arizona State, and it was during a football game. I went to
school.
Yeah, I went to Buffalo Wild Wings, and I had already been drinking all day. I had like a tailgate.
So you were drunk.
I was intoxicated. Yeah, I probably had like 10 beers throughout the day.
That's a lot of beers.
Yeah, throughout the day though, you know. So and by throughout the day, I mean 2 hours.
So you're sauced up.
Yeah, I'm pretty intoxicated.
You're not walking straight in a straight line.
No, definitely not. And I wind up in this Buffalo Wild Wings with my friend. He's of age. I order one beer because I'm pretty intoxicated. I don't need much more. I watch the game. The fourth quarter comes. I go to the bathroom, and while I'm in the bathroom, I come back. My friend goes to the bathroom. That's what happened. My friend goes to the bathroom, and when he goes to the bathroom, the guy who's of age, 2 undercover cops dressed in Budweiser trucker outfits. Like, they looked like they were coming up to me to be like, are you a fan of Budweiser? You know, here's a lifetime supply of Budweiser. You know?
My God.
They show up, they're like, is that your drink? And I'm like, oh no. And then they flash their badge and they're like, is that your drink? And I'm like, no, it's my friend's, because he was of age.
Yeah.
And then my friend comes back and they're like, is that your drink? And my friend didn't know what I said.
Right. So he was like, no, that's his drink.
Yeah. And then they were like, how is it your, because I already had said I think I said, no, that's not my drink. I'm underage. I was like way too honest.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, you're underage. How's that your drink? And then I was just like caught and I gave up essentially.
I can't believe they went through all that trouble for having one beer at a Buffalo Wild Wings.
I know.
That's crazy.
It gets even.
Do they have a quota or something?
I imagine, yeah. In Arizona, I mean, the cops there are nuts. Like they're really, really intense there, especially for fake ID and drinking, and especially around Arizona State. Like the police department, like so many kids. It was like a rite of passage. So many kids would get like minor consumptions and stuff like that. And but yeah, they brought me outside. They breathalyzed me. I blew like so high, like I don't even remember, like a 0.25. It was a lot. And then they're writing up my ticket. And the place I got my ID from is called IDchief.com. They send you the ID like in the heel of a shoe from China, and they give you 2 IDs. Mine was from Ohio. They're scannable. So the guy.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, it was
great. I want to get some.
Yeah, you should get some, and you should sell them to people.
No, I want to get them just for myself.
Okay, you're underage.
Just I don't want to be myself when I go to places. I don't want to be Ari anymore. I want to be. So even though I'm of age and I don't get ID'd that much. Yeah. When I do get ID'd, be like, oh, I haven't been ID'd.
You're like, my name's Stefan.
And then they'll ask me questions, and I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know.
ID.
Yeah. You're like, why did you do this? You're of age. I like a good bit.
Or like going to an airport, I would love to just not use my ID. Go as a different person.
That's risky.
It'd be fun, though.
I wonder if the scannable ID would work, though. But they give you the 2 IDs, so the cop's writing up my ticket. He's already taken my first ID, and I'm like crying, and I'm
literally tears streaming down your face like a little pussy boy.
I'm a crier, dude. I'm an emotional person.
You're 20 years old at this time?
19?
How old?
This is sophomore year, so I'm 19.
Are you handcuffed at this point or no?
No, I'm not handcuffed. So I didn't actually get arrested.
So he's writing you a ticket.
He's writing me a ticket,
and you're crying during the ticket like a woman,
like a little baby boy,
like an improv actress.
That's right,
like your wife. Fiance.
She would never cry from this.
Okay.
She would be resisting arrest, honestly, probably. She's a tough girl. But so the cop's writing me the ticket, and I'm
So
like,
am I being too mean? I was just teasing.
no,
It's funny. I was just trying to be goofy.
No, I love it. I love it.
Okay,
No,
okay.
I could take it all.
Okay.
But I will go home later and hate myself. No, I'm kidding. No, I write the guy's writing my ticket. I give, and then I'm like, look, officer, I don't want to ever be tempted to do this again. Here's my second ID. And I give him my second ID, and the cop's like,
You're a retard.
dumbest person
Sorry,
in
I'm
the
not supposed to say that word. You're an idiot.
I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. And the cop's like, well, he was like, he was so baffled. He was like, what? Like, why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? And I was like, I just don't want to be tempted to do it again. I'm a good person, you know? And
He thought he was going to let you off or something.
I think I thought he would like go easier on me. And he, you know, to his credit, I guess, he was like, okay, I'll make sure to note in your report that you forfeited your second ID and that you were compliant or whatever. And then, you know, I got a ticket and I had to get a lawyer, and the lawyer like,
How much was this? Because did you get a drunk and disorderly ticket as well, or just a
minor consumption and fake ID possession? There's probably
Got
more.
it. So how
legal
much
term.
did the whole thing cost you?
I think that on that occasion that was about $5,000
total.
total.
So that's about half the cost of a DUI. I think DUIs are about 10.
Yeah, in Arizona, yes, they're 10.
So that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It was a good deal. And then I got marijuana possession my senior year, and that was a little more trickier because that was a felony at the time in Arizona.
And how much was that legal experience?
I would say that was probably another $5K.
So 10K total legal. So you got one DUI worth of legal. But
Yeah.
you got the felony dropped, I assumed.
I got it dropped. I had to pee clean.
Misdemeanor or
Completely gone.
gone?
I
Okay.
peed clean randomly every week my entire senior year.
You had a year of probation?
I had 6 months of having to go. I had to call up this number, and the number was an automated message, and the message would say different colors, and my color was like seafoam green. And if they said my color, I had to go down to downtown Phoenix, get completely naked, someone watch me pee, because people would bring in like fake dicks.
Once a week?
Once a week.
Jesus.
I couldn't drink. No drugs. Nothing. I
This is
did
at age 21, 22.
age when I'm going to Arizona State. It's my
Yeah.
senior year. I'm
No
sober.
smoking weed.
No smoking weed. Nothing. Completely sober.
Man,
It was good because I got really good grades at.
you're like a black guy.
I guess so.
Yeah. They made you go through it.
Basic. I mean, I am Jewish.
The cops
but
got you.
they really got me, and
Yeah.
it was honestly a pretty eye-opening way into the legal system, and I think a maturity that I needed to learn before going into the real world, because I think I would have gotten in trouble. I would have.
Kept getting it. If you had gotten away with all that, you would have gone down this rabbit hole of drinking and boozing and smoking weed.
Yeah, I think I am a get caught guy. That's who I am. I'm a guy who gets caught. Like my lawyer said that to me. He was like, some people do bad things, they don't get caught. Some people do bad things and they do get caught. You get caught. So don't do bad things.
Was it the same lawyer both times?
No, different lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
One was like a pretty attractive woman, and then the other one was a pretty attractive man. So I think that's the silver lining. You want to have a really hot lawyer.
I guess. Might as well.
But yeah, so I was sober and clean and got off my record. And I mean, the disappointment of my parents was.
Well, they had to be disappointed so that you'd learn your lesson, but I bet deep down they weren't that disappointed. But they're like, he's in college, he's smoking weed and drinking. It's not that bad.
I think so. I think they were like, he doesn't need to go to rehab, you know.
Right.
But like I was very lucky. Like my parents were able to help me. Like
Pay for the lawyer.
They helped me pay for the lawyer,
Right.
yeah. And you know, most people they're not able to do that. So it's
Sure.
like they just whatever the law decides to do with them.
Well, I was going to ask you, do you think if you didn't have a lawyer, your punishment would have been way worse?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't think it would have been that worse because I was a first time offender, and at the time in
Yeah.
Arizona, you got if you were a non-violent offender in marijuana possession, you got like basically 2 chances to do this peeing clean thing. But I think maybe the amount of time I would have had to do that for would have been longer.
I think personally, and I could be wrong,
Yeah.
would have been the same without a lawyer, and the lawyer just made a little cheddar off of your parents.
Should I do it again
Find out.
and find out?
Yeah.
That's my Nathan for you.
Getting in trouble twice to see if the lawyer was worth
A
it.
third time.
Third
yeah.
time.
This time, no lawyer.
I got legal trouble. Only once that I could remember having to go to court and all that. And I was charged as a felon for cutting down a tree in college. I do a joke about it on stage. Or, I mean, it's true. It's a real story.
Where'd you go to college?
UC Santa Cruz.
Cool.
And they love trees there.
Steve Nash went there.
Who's Steve Nash?
Ari is a basketball player.
Oh, yeah, Steve Nash. Love him.
Yeah.
Love him. He played basketball there? Because they
could be
do have a
wrong.
D3 basketball team.
Oh no, he didn't play there. Sorry. I'm wrong.
okay.
Yeah, I just made you feel bad for no reason.
So you didn't even go there.
I don't think so.
Steve Nash, white guy,
Yeah, Canadian.
bald.
No.
I know. Good guy. Yeah.
Good guy. Good guy.
Went to college, same place, same
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
We studied together.
Yeah. So cut down. There was I moved into this apartment
Uh huh.
I had 3 roommates, and I was in a pretty dark place.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I had gone through a breakup, but it was a really nice apartment in the nice part of campus. Anyway,
Were you guys living there together?
me and the girl or the 3?
You and the girl.
No.
Okay, you were living.
We moved there together, and then she broke up with me, and then I moved into this nice apartment overlooking the campus and the gym, and you could see the ocean.
Oh man,
and
that's
it was
tight.
beautiful. I mean, I slept in a room with 2 other guys, so it wasn't the best. By the time, I didn't care because I had roommates since I was 13. And
Yeah.
I was like, cool
Yeah.
apartment. So
Were your brother and you? Did you guys sleep in the same room?
no,
When you were growing up. Okay.
Mm-mm. I went to a boarding high school. That's why I had roommates. Since I was
Interesting.
13.
Cool.
So get to college, used to the roommates, moved in this dope apartment. Outside of our bedroom window, where the ocean view is, there was an oak tree blocking our view. So day 1, sober, I said to them, I was like, I'm going to cut down that tree. Why is that? Who planted that tree there? Why is that tree there?
Yeah,
That's
it's
stupid.
ruining the view.
It's ruining the view. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, someone should. That's so dumb.
Your
That's
roommates
it.
were like, "Do it."
Yeah. They were all like, do it. I mean, we didn't even think. We were just kids.
Yeah.
I was 21 or 20 years
You
old.
never think about the
21,
consequences.
I was 21. And I didn't even think about the consequences. I was like, tree, I should cut that down. Everyone's like, yeah, you totally should cut that down. That's
Oh,
the
man.
dumbest tree ever. I'm like, yeah. Month goes by, I don't do anything about it. One day I'm just like bored. Oh no, here's what happened. One day I'm at my friend's house hanging out, and he's cutting firewood with this Japanese handsaw he got on Amazon.
Yeah.
And like the light bulb goes out because I want to cut off the tree. I'm like, hey, can I borrow your saw? And he's like, yeah, sure. So I take his saw and I go the next day and I bring it to my apartment, and it takes like a couple hours of cutting down this tree. But I was like, oh, this will be fun. And I go and I cut down the tree. I'm shirtless. I'm just outside.
You
I
got
think my
country music
roommates
on?
were home. Yeah, I think I did. I think I was like playing music. I had headphones in, playing music, and I cut down the tree.
Can I just ask, how big was the tree again?
It was probably like 30 feet tall.
Okay.
It was tall. It was an oak tree.
If it landed on someone, they would die?
Maybe.
Would it crush a car?
It would fuck up a car for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so
yeah. It was a tree. It was a real tree. It wasn't a baby tree.
Did you cause any other damage outside of the tree?
No.
Okay, so what happened?
So I'm cutting down this tree. Didn't
Yeah.
think anything of it. One thing I didn't think of, to my young mind, is so I cut the tree down. I push it over. It's laying there. I didn't think to myself of disposing this tree.
Uh-huh.
Like to this day, I wonder if I had like a chainsaw and I did it quick and moved and just got rid of the tree, probably would have been fine. But I left this giant dead tree next to the building.
Yeah, if you would have...
Or this big, not giant, but like normal sized tree. It was like a normal tree.
Were there other trees near the building too?
There were trees. I don't know if you've ever been to Santa Cruz.
No.
It's in the middle of the redwood forest.
Okay.
There's trees
Everywhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
There's so many trees. That's part of the ridiculousness of the story.
Yeah.
So I leave this dead tree there. And I guess there's a lot of tree huggers at the school. People love trees. There's people who camp in tree when the school has to cut down a tree to make room for a building or something. And again, they're in the forest. There's tons of trees. When they have to cut down one tree, there's a true thing. People actually do this. Someone will drop out of college and live in the tree, literally live in it, so that at a protest, so that no one cuts it down. That's the type of environment I'm in.
Oh man. Yeah, did you like most of the people at your school, or
No,
I could see you now?
I always adapt to be the rebel wherever I am.
Yeah.
So like at that liberal of a school,
You're kind of punk rock. That's how I kind of view you.
yeah, I'm a little punk rock.
In a cool way.
Thanks.
Not to.
Yeah, most people don't like it, but
I love it. I
Thank
think
you.
I think it's great.
So at that school, because it was very liberal, I was very conservative. But then in high school, I went to a very conservative school, and I was very liberal.
Really?
So in comparison,
in comparison,
I think I'm always kind of down the middle.
Yeah.
But like if I'm in a liberal environment, I lean right, and if I was in a right wing environment, I would be down the middle and lean left.
yeah. So you're okay. So the tree's cut down.
So the tree's cut down, and someone saw me cutting down the tree, and called the cops. I finish cutting down the tree and I leave for work. And cops knock on the door. And my roommate picks up, opens the door. And they're like, hey, who cut down this tree? Now, what my roommate should have said is, I don't know who cut down the tree, because she knew it was cops. She knew what was happening. But she's a pussy.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, Ari cut down the tree. My roommate, please don't get me in trouble. It says on the police report, please don't tell Ari I'm telling on him for cutting down the tree. It says that quote in the police report.
Yeah, dude.
So then they go
The
get...
amount of stuff in police reports is probably so funny. Just like,
Yeah, true.
how many people have been like, I hate my dad. Like, just like
I couldn't believe they included that in.
Yeah.
That made it really funny.
Admitting to
Audrey
things-
Stewart, please don't tell Ari I am telling on him.
was it Audrey? That was your roommate?
No, not the comedian Audrey,
okay.
a different Audrey.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I just realized, put them together, the same name.
Yeah.
but
You realize it was her.
so no, it was a different Audrey.
Yeah.
And so I'm at work.
Mm-hmm.
Then these detectives come to my work
Oh my God.
and they pull me out of work. My boss says I can go. They weren't like, they didn't handcuff me or anything. But they said, hey, can you come talk to us? And my boss was like, yeah, you can go talk to them. And I'm sure they're all like, what the fuck did Ari do?
Yeah.
I go talk to them. They drive
They're
me.
like, do you know Ari's into bestiality?
They drive me to a police station, campus police station, I should say, not an actual police station. I mean, it is an actual, they're real police and it's a real police station, but it's not like county jail. It's the UC Santa Cruz police station.
Yeah.
And they put me in an interrogation room.
Oh my God.
And I'm sitting at a table and they're like, hey, can we get you anything to drink? And I'm like, I'll take a water. So I'm there. It's like a straight up from a movie. It's like a metal table and there's like two, regular chairs. And I'm supposed to be at work and I don't want to be there, but I'm just like, want to cooperate. And they're literally doing good cop, bad cop on me.
About a trait.
And I'm, in my head, I'm like, they don't have any proof that I cut down the tree. They just have my roommate's word. I'm just a young, dumb, cocky kid.
But it's very smart of you to even think like that. Because I'll tell my story.
But I was wrong. So
Okay.
what I should have done is said, I'm not talking to you guys.
Yeah, get my lawyer.
I want to see the lawyer. But what I did,
You never talk to cops.
yeah, you never talk to cops. But I was too cocky for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what I did was like, I didn't cut down the tree. I don't know who cut down that tree. It wasn't me. I love trees. Definitely wasn't me.
Look at all these posts of me hugging trees.
Yeah. So I just deny. And then when it got to court, they had like, my roommate told them it was me. A neighbor, they had like some eyewitness that described someone who looked exactly like me.
They nailed you.
They nailed me. And I was just like, damn it. And I called a lawyer too. I had to pay like $12,000 in legal fees.
Oh my God. Because you actually went to a case.
I had to go to court in front
Wow.
of like a judge and jury. And
That's nuts.
so I had to do.
It was
I
a
had to-
jury?
It was a jury and a judge.
Were you involved
It was
in
a felony. I was charged as a felon.
Oh my
Like I
God.
murdered the tree.
Oh my God.
And so I go to court and and this is Santa Cruz, which is a hippie town. So my lawyer is wearing like this old checkered suit jacket and blue jeans.
He's got a ponytail.
He has a big mustache.
Yeah.
It was, I don't think he had a ponytail, but he was like, this would not be a lawyer in any other city, but he was like the criminal defense lawyer of Santa Cruz.
He was in the trial of the Chicago 7.
And I knew about him because I had a friend who got caught stealing a TV from the cafeteria that year and used
Great story. Great story. That's
So that's a whole nother story, which
Yeah.
I was not involved in, thank God. Because that one was really like, they looked dumb.
Oh,
In the middle of the
man.
night, they went in and they used their key cards in the cafeteria. So the school had a record of who went in and out. Like they just knew who
Oh,
did
my
it. They're
God.
like, yeah, we have it on camera, the TV being stolen at 3 a.m, and you used your card at 3 a.m. It was like, unless someone stole your card and dressed like you,
You
But,
can't steal things these days.
Can't steal things. So go to court as a felon. And I show up an hour late too. I slept in.
Okay.
Really bad. So it's
Yeah.
very bad luck.
Not my fault. Bad luck.
And
Did you wake up like, oh shit, I gotta go?
absolutely.
Okay,
And
cool.
I was not drunk or high. I'm sure they were probably thinking like this college fucking idiot. I
Yeah.
just overslept.
Oh man.
It was just poor piss luck.
Damn.
And so I go in, they're all been waiting for me. They're mad. They like took another case in between,
Yeah.
but they made time for me. And again,
The tree murder.
the school's lawyers were literally talking like I'm a murderer.
Oh my God.
Like I'm this horrible like menace to society over this tree.
What were they saying?
I don't remember the exact words, but they're like, we should send you to jail. You should be in prison. Like you can't get away with this stuff. You're terrible. Like you killed things. You destroyed property. You don't have respect. You're a horrible person. Like all those things. Like you did a felony. You're a felon. Do you know what that means?
We're so obsessed with punishment. It's crazy.
Well, yeah, and it's their job to get me the biggest punishment they can.
Yeah.
And my lawyer is like, hey, he just wanted a better view. He didn't think anything. He's a young, dumb kid. And
He's just like, he's a fucking idiot.
And then the other lawyers were like, you were drunk, weren't you? You were shit-faced when you cut down that tree. And I'm like, no, I wasn't. And they're like, you were high as balls, weren't you? You smoke weed all the time. And I'm like, no, I wasn't. And so the judge, and they were asking for $30,000 because it was an endangered oak tree, and they would to get one that planted like that and all this. It was like off the path, so they'd have to get like a crane to plant it. They're like, we want $30,000. You're gonna go to jail for 6 months. You're a felon. You're kicked out of school. Like all this shit. And I'm like, I didn't cry because I'm a man.
Yeah.
But I'm like, in this moment, it was not funny to me at all. It was very serious. And I thought, and I was
scared.
I was in my last semester too.
Yeah.
I was about to graduate college.
And what were your, just real quick, state of mind or plans to leave college? You're like, I'm going to go be a comedian, be a big star? Is that, like, were you cocky
I
and
wanted
confident,
to be a comedian, but I didn't think that was a realistic goal.
Okay.
Still don't really. So I had a film degree and I wanted to come here and be an editor.
Okay, got it.
Of TV shows while I pursued comedy.
And now you're like, I can't go be an editor. Are you thinking that way or?
I wasn't thinking that way, but I thought like, man, I just wasted 3.5 years in college.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be in debt forever.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to go to jail, which sounds horrible. Like I have to go to jail. I'm going to be I'm a criminal now over a tree. And the whole time I did think it was stupid. I thought it was unjust. I couldn't believe it, but I thought it was happening to me. And I'm like, wow, like I fucked up. And when I say fucked up getting caught. I still to this day do not regret it.
No, certainly going to jail. I just don't think you send college kids to jail who just wanted
for
to
a non-violent tree. So my lawyer was like, hey, this is crazy. Like he cut down a tree. He was sober. It was blocking his view. He's a kid. He has a clean record because I had a perfectly clean record, all these things. He's a student, blah, blah, blah. And the other lawyers were going crazy. And the judge was somewhat reasonable. He's like, hey, $30,000 for a tree is insane. And this kid shouldn't have to go to jail for a tree. He's like, so you have to pay $10,000 for a new tree. You have to do 300 hours of community service. You're going to be on probation for 3 years. It was still crazy. Even nuts. This is crazy. $10,000 for a new tree. I had to do 300 hours of community service. I had to be on probation for 3 years, all for cutting down a fucking tree.
Damn.
I made up my community service hours.
You made them up?
Didn't do a single hour of community service.
They're going to come for you, dude.
I wrote, this was like 10 years ago at this point.
Outside the statue.
I wrote up a letter, got someone to sign it, sent it in. It passed.
Oh my God.
So that was good.
That's great.
I used my bar mitzvah money.
Finally.
My parents would never let me use it. That's what I used it for.
You're using it for this.
Yeah. So
I don't know if that's
off,
how they sound.
So I didn't have to go in debt for the $12,000 with everything.
You know, I never touched my bar mitzvah money.
You still have it?
I don't know where it is.
Your parents probably took it.
I think they probably used it to pay for college, probably. That's probably
mine was for a tree.
Yeah.
So I paid the $12,000, made up the community service, was on probation for 3 years. And they dropped it to a misdemeanor from a felony.
Man.
But still had a misdemeanor. And that was that.
Damn.
So that was my big legal trouble.
That's crazy. Yeah, man. Kids are stupid. College kids are dumb. I think, thank God for that judge of just recognizing that. I mean, it's obviously like insane what he was going to do, but like they were coming at it, the prosecution was coming at it so hard. So it was going to probably meet where it was going to land was
still crazy.
Was still crazy, but obviously like it didn't ruin your life, you know? Right. I self-inflicted my marijuana possession. I basically copped to something that wasn't really mine.
Why?
So we were smoking weed in my apartment, and I think the weed was like a communal weed. Like maybe I bought it, but like all my roommates, we were smoking it. Not my roommates, but friends were smoking it. And cops knock on our door. And I go to the door, I open it, and it's like 6 cops in like SWAT gear. They have like vests, like they're really intense, and they're like, oh, we smell weed. And I'm like, oh, really? And they're like, yeah, if you don't go get the weed we smell, we're going to lock you in a jail cell with crystal meth addicts and chronic masturbators. I swear to God. And the guys, and I'm like,
chronic masturbators?
I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Is this a bit? I was like, chronic matter. How do you know? You know?
Yeah.
And the guy was like in my face, like he was really intense, and I was like, okay. And in my head, I think I took that as like, okay, I have to go get the weed, or that's the way the law works. I have to go get the weed, or he's gonna put me in jail, which is not.
He intimidated you the same way they intimidated Audrey to rat me out for cutting down the
Right,
tree.
yeah, like
they're like, if you don't do this, you're gonna be in a whole shitstorm.
Yeah.
And if you cooperate, it will be less of a shitstorm.
and then you think like, oh, those are my options, and it's like, no, the other option is. So I go back in. I literally turn around. I'm like, I'll be right back, officers. Like I'm so too pleasant. I go in. I take the weed from my friends, what was left. I'm not kidding you, dude. It was this much.
Yeah.
It was so little. I take it and they're like, my friends are like, what are you doing, dude? And I'm like, I'm just going to go give this to the cops and just say it was mine and they'll go away. And they're like, no, just flush it down the toilet and let's just leave. Or like, or you know, like, or just not open the door again.
Oh my gosh.
And I literally look at my friends and I'm like, no, guys, honesty is the best policy.
Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
I've come such a
It's
long
like you
way.
never watched a movie.
Dude, I go outside, I take the weed, my friends are all like, what is he doing? Like, they're all flipping out. They're like, he's gonna ruin his life. And I go out, I open the door, I give the cops the weed. I'm like, hey, officers, sorry to make you come by tonight. This is my weed. You know, have a good night. I think they're gonna let me go. I do a 180 to go back inside. As I turn around, the cop shoves me into the door, like my face into the door, handcuffs me, marches me down the hallway. The elevator doors open up to like 10 beautiful, like very attractive sorority girls.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was a cool look.
And then it's like, I'm hysterically crying.
Oh, never mind.
Then it's
not
uncool.
cool look,
Then it
yeah.
goes uncool.
Yeah.
Cops shove me into the middle of them. So they're all like, it's funny, like as the doors open, they were all like gabbing and stuff and like laughing. And then as soon as they see me, like they all just like, what? Like they all just went real silent. So I'm in the middle, I'm in the elevator, nobody's talking, I'm just sniffling. And the cop whispers into my ear.
And the girls are still in there?
They're around me.
You're riding the elevator together
it's
with
like
these girls.
Me, two cops surrounded by.
Imagine if you weren't crying and
I
you
know.
were like, what up?
Well, listen to this. The cop whispers in my ear on the elevator down. He goes, look at it this way. After this, you're going to get so much pussy. He said that into my ear. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm crying. So they arrest me. I go, you know, I'm put in the cop car.
Do you talk about this on stage?
I've been talking about it more in podcasts and in conversation.
Yeah.
I should talk about it on stage though.
It's pretty funny.
I think it's just like, I think I finally have gotten over it to like, I'm not embarrassed anymore. Cause it was like when I told my dad that I told them it was my weed, like willingly, the disappointment, he was like, you're not a man. Like, it was like, I didn't raise you.
Even my mother would be like, flush it down the toilet.
Don't lie. This is, and I think I had said to him, I was like, you always said honesty was the best policy. You said that.
I said that to you when you were a child.
Yeah. He was like, not there, not with the cops. You fucking lie, you know? Sorry, my dad's Jerry Seinfeld. I just went full Jerry. No, but he puts me in the cop car and it's like, these cops like to calm you down though. He was like, don't worry. Another guy was like, don't worry. I'll give you a good report. Like, what does that mean? Like, you're arresting me.
It's like have you ever been pulled over for a speeding ticket?
Yeah.
And you're going like 90 and he goes, hey, I'm going to write 85 for you. Like he hooked it up. I'm like, dude, then don't write the ticket if you want to hook it up, you fucking bitch.
Hey, you're a good guy, so we'll just do 85.
Yeah.
So he shoves me in the cop car. I go to the jail. And also my friends are like, where the fuck is Noah? Because I'm gone now. And they didn't see what happened. Maybe they were looking through the peephole. I don't know.
I bet you they knew on some level.
Yeah.
They heard.
So I go into jail. I have to like get naked, show my, spread my ass cheeks. They look in there to see if there's, and it's just like, I'm drunk and I'm high. I'm like a kid. Like I'm not smuggling drugs in my ass, And
Dude,
then
you had a nug of weed.
I honestly, less than a nug. It was like an like they
And
wouldn't.
now, is weed legal in Arizona now?
Yeah. So I spent a night in jail. I like cry the entire time. There was like the cop was like, who arrested me was like, don't worry, you're only going to be there for 2 hours. I promise, to calm me down. And there was like a patrol lady doing like making rounds when I was in the jail cell. And I was like, excuse me, the cop that arrested me said that I'd only be here for like 2 hours and it's like 2.5 hours. So like, am I going to get out? And she was like, you're not getting out. She was like, what are you talking about? Like this naive fucking kid, like thinking
she's like, you're spending the night here.
You're spending the night here. And I was like, fuck. And then I got out next morning and then, I told my parents.
You spent the night in jail.
I spent the night in jail.
That's pretty hardcore.
Yeah, pretty hard. Pretty hardcore.
For Nugget Weed in Arizona. How was it? Like, were there any sketchy characters that talked to you? Was it just a drunk tank of kids? Like, what was it like?
I remember. I blocked a lot of it out, but I do remember there was a guy across the way who was in there for a DUI. And I was like, my life's over. I was saying to him, I'm like, my life's over. Like, this is, I was so dramatic. And he was like, you'll be fine. Like, you're first time offender. He was like, he knew everything the lawyers were going to say to me. He's like, you'll be fine. Don't worry. Like, this is like my third DUI and I'm kind of okay. Like, I was getting advice from the worst guy ever. And then there was another guy who I couldn't see.
Were you crying while you were in the jail cell?
Dude, the whole time. I'm having a panic attack. Like, I'm just like, my life is over. Because I already got in trouble once. And like,
were there any other people crying?
No. And then I think there was another guy down the way who was like being, really like talking shit to the cops, like calling them like, pigs and pussies and, like really, which now
in the jail cell.
In the jail cell. And I think like I couldn't see, but the cops were like yelling back at him. Like I was also kind of drunk and stoned, so I don't really remember that much. But like I just remember like cops yelling at this guy in a jail cell, like yelling at him like really loud, which was like, dude, he's in jail. Like,
right. And so the guy was getting to them.
The guy was getting to him. He was like calling them like pigs and they eat donuts, like, classic like cop sort of things. And like they were just like, fuck you back, like right back to him. It was just like, how could you spend your work shift just like yelling at someone who's
cops are fucking
nuts.
Dimwits. Yeah. Who becomes a cop?
It's like so stupid. He's literally behind bars.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm going to go out there and get myself riled up. It's like, what are you doing?
Other countries, people go up to cops for help. Like, hey, do you have directions to this place?
Oh,
hey, like they're there to be helpful.
Not here.
In America, they're there to intimidate and be douchebags.
Yeah. And just.
It's fucking the worst.
Yeah.
That being said, I'm not for defunding the police.
All right.
I'm for restructuring.
All right. Hey, that works. That could work too. I would take that.
I'd take a restructure for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole legal system's fucked up and needs to be reevaluated.
I mean, I'm almost happy this happened to me because I learned that from a very young age. Like when all this other shit was happening, I was like, oh yeah, this is 100%. Like the only reason why I was able to get off unscathed is because I was white and my parents had enough money to help me. Like
maybe I think it's because you were a first time offender.
Oh, that
didn't
too.
Really do much.
That too, yeah.
When I was in college, I had a laptop stolen, and I had a tracker on the laptop.
Mm-hmm.
This is LAPD. It was so I had a tracker on the laptop, and I knew where the laptop was.
Yeah.
So I call, my naive brain's like, oh, the police are gonna help me. I did all the work for them. They didn't do shit. I gave them the address. Hey, my laptop was stolen. It's at this address. Nothing.
Really?
Nothing.
And this is LAPD.
LAPD.
Yeah. That's small beans to them. They're like
$2,000 MacBook Pro. I know it is small beans, but like, you can't go knock on a criminal's door for me.
Yeah. They're like, if we're not gonna be able to easily kill someone, we're not gonna do it.
Yeah. So from age 19, 20, I knew cops don't do shit, but just cause trouble.
Yeah. I mean, I think and then I moved here, and then marijuana's legal here. I mean, I don't smoke as much as I did in college. But it's also like I don't have to worry about it because it's here. You don't get in trouble for that.
Do you have any nice cop experiences where you're like, that cop was badass? I have one.
Tell me.
Do you have one though?
I have one, yeah. In high school, there was like a senior scavenger hunt, and I was a judge, and we made like this list of like insane things for the scavenger hunt, like get an 18-wheeler, like whatever. There was one thing that was like get a smart board. And do you know what that is?
It's like a whiteboard that is...
It's like a computer but that's like a whiteboard. You can draw on it, and they use it for education.
Right.
Kids broke into the school, like committed theft to get the smart board, and they ripped it off and they brought it to the scavenger hunt. And then like, me and the judge were like, why did you guys do this? Like, we're not getting in trouble for this, and honestly, I basically ratted them out, because like someone's gonna get in trouble for this. I didn't do it. You guys did it.
Yeah.
And then, they had them on camera too. They probably wouldn't get caught, but like,
yeah, I'd say you're partially at fault for that.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I apologize. I made amends with them. But this cop helped us kind of
smooth it all over.
Yeah. And I think they did right by those kids too. They didn't, similar situation. They're like, they're kids. It's senior scavenger hunt. This happens every year. Like,
yeah.
What about you?
I was drinking outside of a library multiple nights in a row. For some reason, we did it one night. We were like playing music.
College?
And, like, college,
Okay.
yeah. Just like smoking weed and drinking outside of the library. And I don't know. I think because we got away with it the first time, we're like, I guess we could just do this and we'll be fine every time.
Yeah.
And so we're like essentially throwing a party outside the library. I mean, there was 10 people there. It wasn't like huge. But the cops roll up. And instantly I'm like, oh yeah, we're fucking really stupid for being here doing this in my head. And we had like bongs, like a bag of weed, cases of beer, jugs of wine. Like it was
You're
like
having a great time.
having a great time,
Yeah.
but nothing hardcore, just wine and beer and drug and weed. And the cop comes up and he's like, hey, is there anyone here that's 21? And like he lines it all up. We're not handcuffed or anything. He's just like, all right, everybody stop drinking, stop smoking. He's like, is there anyone here that's 21? And my friend's like, I'm 21. He's like, let me see your ID. And he sees the ID and he's like, okay, spill out that wine. And I like dumped the wine out in front of the cop. And he's like, okay, you take the unopened beer you could take back with you because you're 21. And he's like, get out of here. Go do this somewhere else.
Oh man, that's good.
And we were like, oh. And we were just like shaking, and but we didn't even go somewhere else. We're like, I'm going home.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say that he started to like teach you guys things like spill out that wine, put that in that can, cut out the bottom.
That'd be a really cool cop.
Okay, now put that wheat. Like he's like, and you got to get up. You got to support from the bottom. Help him get up. You know.
That'd be like the ones from what's the movie with
Superbad?
Superbad.
Yeah,
like those ones.
Yeah, I wish more cops were like Bill Hader.
From Superbad, a fictional cop from Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess you're a pretty bad boy.
I am, but I have had trouble, but I don't know. I try to be a good person, you know. But I think that's led me into people pleasing.
That's how. Yeah, I think people pleasers aren't. They're masking that they're really bad people with the people please. So deep down, I know you're a bad guy.
I'm a bad guy. Yeah. I'm a bad boy.
You're a bad boy.
I'm a bad boy. Likes to smoke pot. I guess.
Do you still smoke pot?
Occasionally, yeah.
Or you scarred? You're like, I don't do that
anymore.
No.
I do it. It really helps me with anxiety and just taking the edge off. Helps my back. You know.
Is there anything in your life that I could help you with? Is there any issues still remaining in your life besides people pleasing?
I think maybe like just worrying about hurting people's feelings is something that I need to work on.
What do you mean? When would you hurt someone's feelings? Why
would
you hurt them?
Just like, for example, like I'm starting to figure out if and how I want to have a wedding. And I'm like, oh,
there's people are not going to be able to invite?
Yeah, I'm having a very small wedding. And I'm like already.
How small?
50 people.
How come I didn't get an invite?
Okay, here we go.
I mean, I think that's just, you said it right there. You're having a small wedding.
Yeah. That's what you would say?
I wouldn't say anything unless if they say something, which is weird to begin with.
Isn't it so weird?
So you're saying someone did say something?
I've already had people do that exact bit. You know, like.
Well, it's a bit, that's one thing.
Or be like.
But if they genuinely came to you, hey, I noticed you didn't invite me to your wedding. That's very weird to me.
No invites have gone out. Okay, so I don't want this podcast to go on. I'm going to get 100 messages, 100,000 messages, okay?
Well, and none of your friends listen to my podcast, so I wouldn't worry about it.
No, I already told them all. They were like, are you kidding me? You're going to Ari's?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they all said that.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Your life's going to change. You're going to get 4 Instagram followers.
But no, I think that is, it's like that same people-pleasing thing of it's like, who cares? Like anyone who's really mad at that, it's like, you suck.
If anything, that'll be a filter. If someone actually gets mad at you by that, oh, good. I'm glad I found this out about you, that you'd get mad at this because now we're no longer friends because you're getting mad at it.
Yeah, I think it's like, I think it's better to frame things like whenever you have a falling out of the friendship, look at it as more like an opportunity to see that person's just not your friend anymore.
Right. Wasn't right to be in your life.
Yeah. Have you ever had to
falling out?
Yeah.
Oh, I went through a huge one this month.
Oh my God.
Yeah, huge.
You don't have to talk about it.
Huge falling out.
It's the worst.
He lives right above me.
Ugh.
Just see him all the time. It's the most uncomfortable thing. I haven't seen him yet, but we always run into each other. So.
It's almost like a death, especially if you were close to that person. It's really sad.
It's sad, but if he wasn't living above me, I would be totally fine.
Yeah, you never think about it.
But it's like, now it's just that uncomfortableness passing by me all the time. And I'm just like, yep, hi.
Yeah.
Yep, Good to see it.
Yeah, man. I think also boundaries is another thing I have to work on.
Setting boundaries?
Setting boundaries with myself and with other people.
What do they do?
What do boundaries do?
No,
Oh.
how are people, like, what's happening to where you feel like you need to set boundaries?
I think for me, I could be a bit of a catastrophizer. So I think I just need to like be like, dude, set that boundary. It's like, don't go there. You don't need to, even just like the wedding thing. It's like for me to be like, everybody's going to hate me because it's like, that's catastrophizing. Just stop, I guess everybody.
And if you're worried about, why don't you just have a big wedding?
I can't.
Why?
I just don't. I don't even know if I want to have a wedding. Like I want to get married. Like I just like it's just such a to do. It's so expensive. I'd rather
But your wife's parents are supposed to pay for it.
I mean, we're both in agreement though. It's not just it's not just me. She's also like she's probably leading the charge more of like we're just not like I don't know if we're like
people.
we're not big wedding.
I definitely
people.
would never have a big
Would
wedding.
you would never have one?
Never.
That makes me feel better because I respect you.
I don't know why, but no. I mean, here's the thing. Your marriage is obviously going to last forever.
Yeah.
But there's a 50% chance it won't. So I have that in the back of my head.
Yeah.
Like that's embarrassing to me if I had to, which goes back to caring what people think. But I would be embarrassed if I had this giant wedding and then 5-10 years later, like, how's your marriage? Oh, it ended. Thanks for coming to my wedding.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's that.
You should have a big wedding on your third marriage
Yeah.
when you're 80.
I would. You know what? I would. That would be funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like your 5th wedding. You're like, you know what? I'm going all out for this one. Like that would be really
I
fun.
never asked you guys to come to the other 4.
Yeah. That would be hilarious. But so there's that reason.
Yeah.
The other reason is I don't like, even though this sounds weird because I do stand-up comedy.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
I don't like being the center of attention.
Yes.
I don't like mingling. I don't like to go to parties. Like I would be uncomfortable at my own wedding if there was 100 people there.
Yes, that's how I feel. That's definitely how my fiance feels very much. Like the thought of like her, like the attention of like walking down an aisle, like it's just, and she's,
Oh, that sounds like a nightmare.
she's a performer too. It's like, I try to explain that to people and they're like, they say like, what do you mean? You want to act? You want to, you do stand up? What are you talking about? And it's like kind of hard to explain. It's like, but that is me. I don't know. That's a very private thing because it's mine.
Yeah.
This is something that I'm like having to share with you. I don't know.
Yeah, so there's that whole aspect of it. I can't take compliments well. If someone comes up to me and says, congratulations, I liked your set, whatever it is, I don't know. I'm just like, thank you. Because, I've learned what to say, but it makes me uncomfortable. I don't even like that.
Yeah.
So that would be all day. Congratulations. You guys look so amazing. You look amazing. No, thank you. I'd take me off that list. I don't want that.
And I also, and I don't like, you probably get this, like, after a show, like, especially you've produced your own shows before, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like after a show, like you have friends that come and you're like so grateful that they came and you love them. And then it's like a lot of people, a lot of different groups coming together and you feel this, like, I feel like an inauthenticity in what I'm saying. Like I'm like, it's like the end of the show and it's like I don't really have much to say. I'm kind of drained and like you're just kind of like chugging along. It's like those fake sort of conversations. Like,
and you feel like you're the host. Like you need to make sure everyone's having fun.
A good time.
And happy. Yeah, it sounds like you're right. It sounds like producing a show.
Yeah, it really is.
I don't even want a 50-person wedding now that we're talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most fun to me is just like having maybe a party where after the fact, where it's like the pressure of getting married is like off of us, and it's just like we could just have a party. That seems
maybe
more
a
fun.
wedding with no. Yeah, maybe I do a wedding with no one or very few people.
You won't even have someone there to marry.
Yeah,
just by yourself.
Yeah, wedding just by myself.
Yeah.
I'll marry myself.
Yeah,
and then I'll have a little party.
I think another big thing for me that I've worked on is like I think I have like a nostalgia complex. I don't know if you have that.
What do you mean?
Like, I like how everything I bring up, you're like, I don't understand.
I don't understand.
Are you?
But I understand after you explain it.
Yeah, no, of course. I definitely have this like guilt that I've like left my family behind because they all live in New York and New Jersey. And I definitely feel like a guilt that I've like betrayed them or left them behind or.
Do you think they feel that?
No. Or that I have this feeling of like, I'm missing my nieces grow up. Like I'm going to be like the uncle. They're like, oh, is that the guy who's like on the phone sometimes? Like they're not going to know me.
You get to watch them over Instagram. You're fine.
Yeah. FaceTime.
Yeah. You're good.
I'm just, I think my family has no boundaries.
Or go visit more.
Yeah. I mean, I go a lot, but I could go more. I could just move there, but. don't
Not
think
if you
so.
want to be an actor.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
and that's the most important thing, really, my career over everything else. So.
I couldn't tell if you meant that or not.
I don't mean that. But I do think it's important to me.
I think for me, it's the most important thing.
Is it? Yeah.
I'd put it over the girl I'm seeing. I'd put it over my parents. I'd put it over my brothers. If one hand was a Netflix hour special, and one hand was my baby brother falling to his death off a cliff.
Of course.
Netflix, dude.
That's
Netflix. That's the biggest one.
But the funny thing is
The biggest one.
But that never happens. That's never the choices we're made with. We're stuck
Sure,
with.
I don't think that's a realistic scenario.
No. I could be going on a limb, but I don't think it's a realistic scenario.
But Netflix, dude, it's the biggest one.
I mean, I get that. I honestly think your baby brother would be like, yeah, you should do that. I'm happy to die for that.
My youngest brother,
Yeah.
gay guy. He's gay.
Okay.
So definitely Netflix, of course.
Yeah, he would get it. They
Yeah.
did prom and,
He uses sunscreen, for sure.
oh, that's good.
I assume he does because he's gay. I don't know.
I guess I don't like to look at it like as like it's either this or that. I just kind of like work as hard as you can for the things that you want and just try your best. And that's it.
That's all you can do.
I mean, that's really all
That's
I
all
know.
you can do. And you could like suck the dick of Harvey Weinstein or someone like him.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
You would? It'd be hard.
Not
I've
right
thought
now.
about like there's I'm not gonna say names, but
Yeah.
there's been some big women who are in like
Like
power
higher ups,
positions, like gatekeepers that are
Yeah.
big women. And I've had that thought, like, would I date her? But I don't think I could. I can't fake it. I'm not a good. I wouldn't be able to fake
Loving.
making love to her, loving her. Yeah,
Do you find yourself most of your sexual relations are with
attractive people.
like with people that you are like seeing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had hookups, but
Yeah.
I prefer not. I'm more of a relationship guy.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I definitely I like to feel. Also, I think it's a better lovemaking experience when you know
Oh, so much better.
when you know that person. You feel
and I
connected
look
to them.
right at their souls through their eyes.
Yeah. Funny fact, I didn't have sex at all freshman year because I couldn't sustain an erection.
Freshman year of college,
Yeah.
that's a young age to have that kind of issue.
Yeah, it was the worst.
What was causing it?
Performance anxiety? I would.
Oh,
I
so
would.
now you can have erections.
Yes. I also think I think I didn't say like, oh, I need this.
So did you have a lot of like what stuff do you need?
Like, I need you to put a gun to my head. no,
Butt
just
stuff?
what's up?
Butt stuff?
No, just like I need you
Finger and butt?
to kiss me, or I need you to touch me. I can't just. I think back in the day when people didn't know, like earlier on when you started.
Yeah,
having
you're
sex,
scared to ask her the things you like.
Yeah, and you're like, can you help me? Can you do it for me? You know,
Like it used to be like, hey, are you into choking? Now I'm just like, let's
Yeah.
find out.
Yeah, and they'll say no, and then you
Yeah,
stop.
and then
Yeah.
of course. Yeah. Respect
yeah.
all women.
Of course.
Of course. And
But
men. And respect all men.
respect men too. Yeah.
Mhm. And black men.
Yes,
Respect
absolutely.
them the most.
Absolutely. But I think, yeah, it was performance anxiety. I mean, it was really like my friends were being like, I would bring girls to my dorm room and we would like make out and then I couldn't get a boner. And then I just get a boner.
And were they kind of like, what's going on? Or did
Yeah,
you?
they'd be like, what's going on? And I felt bad. Some people would be like, oh, is it my fault? I'd be like, no, it's not your fault. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I'm trying, I just got a mental block. And then we would end up just like cuddling usually. And most
and then
women.
do they still hit you up again to cuddle again? Or are they like, nah,
Not
skip
really.
that guy?
No, it was pretty much they see me as like not a man anymore. And then
Damn.
but my friends would be like, dude, you bring so many girls home. And I'd be like, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's been sick.
And they're like, do you fuck? And you're like, I'm not into that.
I'm not. I like to cuddle.
Yeah. I actually do really like to cuddle. I'm a
me
big
too.
cuddler. Yeah.
Big cuddler. Big
But
spoon or little
cuddling for me leads to, I like both spoons.
spoon? Me too.
But that leads, like I'll say it to a girl and I'll mean it. I'll be like, hey, let's just cuddle. And I mean it when I say it.
Yeah.
But then cuddling leads to making out. And then making out leads to dry humping.
Mhm.
And then dry humping leads to finger banging. And then
Yeah.
finger banging leads to sex.
It's a gateway drug.
Yeah. Cuddling's a gateway drug.
Cuddling
for
is a
sure.
gateway drug. Yeah. That's
I couldn't be a professional cuddler because then I just fuck all these
You would-
cuddle customers.
Professional cuddler would end up being professional sex worker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So, but then my very last day of freshman year, right before my flight to go home, there was a really nice girl who I was attracted to, who I felt very comfortable with, and we made love. And
so it was just to end up just you needed to be with the right person? Was that the issue? Did you watch too much porn? Did you jerk off too much? Like, what do you think caused that?
I think I was just, I just think I don't know. I think I was just anxious. Like,
Are you good? Good.
What?
Are you good?
No.
Gay?
I'm not gay. No.
Okay.
I think I just I think I didn't know how to say, hey, can you touch my genitals, or can you
Right.
can
You were too like in your head.
Yeah, it was too in my head. I didn't know how to be like, oh, this is what I need. You know, like everybody, this is what I need. I need you to slap me across the face, call me a dirty little boy, you know?
Yeah.
No, I think I just didn't know how to say what I wanted. So like, people can't read minds.
Mm-hmm.
I just think I wasn't like comfortable with myself. Like maybe I wasn't comfortable naked or I think I have a hard, even now, like with my fiance and I, it's like when we have sex, if I don't feel connected, I like can't do it. Like
Right.
when we're not like on the same page, I can't just be like, fuck it, let's just have sex. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, let's talk about what's going on. And then that's foreplay for me.
Well, I learned a lot about you today.
Yeah.
I'd like to end it on
Great.
you being an impotent younger man.
Yeah.
Young man. But you fixed it.
Totally fixed.
And you're happily engaged.
Happy engaged.
I think you'll probably get married to her.
I think so too.
I think there's a good chance. And I can't wait to be at your wedding.
Yeah.
I can't wait to be there.
Oh yeah, you'll be there.
I fucking better be.
Could we do a podcast during the wedding?
That would be so romantic.
Yeah, I'll just do my vows and then I'll just hop on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
that
cool.
sounds like good. Episode number 2.
Yeah.
Anything you want to promote or anything?
I just follow me on Instagram, Twitter at Noah Built the Ark, just making content and doing shows. And
Noah Built the Ark. Check him out if he's in your local town or Los Angeles. Go to one of his shows, and we'll see you guys next week. God bless you. God bless.
You're listening to
Unlicensed therapy with Ari Mannis.
Unlicensed Therapy with Ari Mannis.